Hey, what's up guys? Mike Red Fox here. In this video, I'm going to show you how I track my mining expenses and calculate my break even. All right, let's start diving into this. So I'm going to switch over here and you're going to look at my spreadsheet that I used to track all my mining expenses. This is not my mining expenses, but I have used this exact sheet and it has all my detail going back to when I first started mining many years ago. So it's worked really well for me for a few things. It's helped me track my expenses here in the US for tax season. And it's helped me really figure out and realize what the number is that I need to hit in order to be in profit. So I'm going to walk you through that today, and hopefully this helps you if you're either new on your mining journey or have been doing it for a little while but are having a hard time figuring out how to keep track of everything. Hopefully this will help you in that area. It's definitely helped me, and I'll share this sheet for you to copy and use and do whatever you want with if it is helpful. So let me walk you through it, and yeah, let's get started. So over here, the first column that we have here is the hardware investments. This is all the things that you buy to build a mining rig or multiple mining rigs. In our make-believe mining rig that I have here, we have 6 3070s purchased from Best Buy, and we have the prices of those cards purchased at $700. You could pay more, you could pay less. Times are tough right now. This is just for example's sake. Just for example. The mining frame you bought at $150 because that's what they cost right now, minimum. You got some RAM, power supplies, various other things that you purchased here, and you're keeping track of the pricing because maybe for taxes, if you run this as a business, you want to be able to depreciate all of this hardware over time. And I'm sure I forgot something. I'm sure you're gonna let me know in the comment section, but just in our make-believe for fun rig that I built, this is what we have going on. So all up, you're invested with all of those components, $4,630 into this mining rig. Moving on, electric. Every rig uses electricity, and you probably have to pay for it unless you live in some utopia that has free electricity. And if you do, please send me an invite. And for your electricity, we'll say that you've been mining for, maybe a couple months in this year, and you've calculated that you've burned $150. This rig has burned $150 in electricity. You can get that number a few ways. The easiest way is probably just head over to What to Mine and then put in the rig that you have. And then in this case, we're going to pick Ethereum. So you have your hash rate, you have the power that rig is using, you enter in your electricity cost, and then when you hit calculate there, What to Mine is going to give you an idea of monthly what that rig would be using in electricity. And then you can multiply that by the certain amount of months that you've been mining for to get a ballpark. You can get real specific with this using your electricity bill. I mean, actually, this is a preview of my madness that I do. We're going to hide that because I get real specific with the electricity that I'm burning. So either way, whatever way you calculate your electricity, best thing you could do, by the way, is get a meter for the wall. They even have some meters that will export, monthly data to you, especially if you're adding new cards or subtracting cards or tweaking settings. That may be helpful to get real specific, but ballpark is good for what we're doing today. So What to Mine helped us out there and let us know we burned, say, in 3 months or so of mining, $150. Next thing that's really important, and I have a video on this for mining break even, is the fair market value of your hardware, because all of this hardware that you bought, that you invested in, is going to maintain a value. It's going to maintain some price that you could sell it for on the secondhand market. Those prices are going to change over time. Right now, they're crazy high. You could probably sell these 3070s for more than you bought them for. But we're going to take into account like normal times in cryptocurrency. not when there's this crazy bull run and GPUs are really hard to come by because, maybe you're holding on to these GPUs for a while. So my thought here is a little more than half of the initial cost of the GPU. I think that's really fair. NVIDIA cards will hold their value, in my experience, for quite a long time. And I think this is an okay value to price them at, thinking maybe a year from now, 2 years from now. Could be more, could be less. What I do is I usually go on eBay and I just get a sense of what they're selling for, and then I'll adjust my fair market value depending on what the fair market value of those GPUs is, and then I'll get a total there for those cards. Now you can include all the rest of the accessories and things that are going into mining. I don't, because GPUs are the heaviest hitters there, and just it's easy to keep track of them and their fair market value versus doing anything like frames or RAM. That's really, really hard to do. I forgot to mention this, but also in hardware investment, and I didn't put it in here, but if you have other purchases you had to make for the sake of mining, maybe you bought a piece of mining software, maybe you bought a hardware wallet, I include all of that stuff over in hardware investment as well. Okay, next thing we got to do is enter in your assets. And in this case, in this example, we're going to say that you mined in USD, by the way, $1,500 in Ethereum so far. And then you also mined some Raven coin. You mined $200 in that. And then maybe you sold some of that and you now have $50 locked in US dollars. So you can enter in your assets here, and that in our case will give us a total assets between cryptocurrency and US dollars of $1,700. Now, something you got to take into account here is that the value of any cryptocurrencies that you add here is going to change. When you sell it to USD, it's locked, right? So this will stay $50. But maybe Ethereum drops off a cliff and the value in USD of the Ethereum you have is much lower. And you'll see how that impacts the breakdown when we get there in a second. This is part of why based on your situation and your goals, it may very well be the right thing to do to sell some for US dollars to really lock in, that ROI, or lock in some of that break even, to make sure that you can realize this when the time comes. But continuing on here. So our assets are worth $1,700. So now we got to bring all of that data together and really see where we're at, because we got to know, are we in profit, and what is the number that we have to hit in order to be there. So breakdown, we got hardware pulled over here. That's what we invested. We got the electricity that we burned so far, which gives us a total investment out of our pocket of $4,780 that we put into mining so far. We got the fair market value of our hardware that totaled $2,400, and we have the value of our assets at $1,700. So that means our total worth, if we were to liquidate everything right now, our total worth is $4,100. So let's just pause there for a second. If I decided I hate GPU mining, I don't get cryptocurrency, this was a fun experiment, I just want to walk away from it, I could walk away with $4,100 if I sold it all, based on the fair market value of all the hardware, based on the value of the assets that I'm currently holding. I could walk away with $4,100 in USD and be gone. So then we take those two numbers, we take the number that of USD that you invested, and we subtract out the total worth of everything that you have. And that's going to give us our profit. And you can see right now that difference is negative $680. So if I just liquidated everything and walked away from this, I would be out $680. So we know the number we got to hit though, right? We know the number we got to hit is $4,780. When we hit that number, you could liquidate everything and walk away and just be at zero. Just be time that you put in, and that's it. But what happens then, so say I keep mining for a while, and we'll just do some on the fly stuff here. And maybe I'm up to $250 in electricity, but maybe I'm up to, $3,200. Ethereum went up, or I mined more, and now I've realized some profit, and now I'm up $920. But maybe Ethereum crashes. Maybe the price of Ethereum crashes, and it's only worth $500. And though I've been mining for a while, now I'm out. I'm out again. I don't like that. We're gonna go back. Yeah, that's better. And this, this brings up the argument of making sure you can lock in some profits here. And I'll tell you personally, it was such a good feeling when I finally started locking in some of those profits and selling some of that cryptocurrency to USD, so that there's less fluctuation in me hitting the total investment number. So I don't know. I hope this was helpful to you guys. This is how I look at everything. I've literally been using this exact spreadsheet for 4 years now and calculating everything. It's crazy helpful during tax season here in the US. And it's also been incredibly helpful throughout this, run up in cryptocurrency value for me to see what my total asset worth is and combine that with my hardware worth to then see, when I'm in profit, how much I'm in profit, when does it make sense to lock in some of that profit and convert it into USD, which I know will stay there and not change. It's helped me make decisions. I guess is what it comes down to. Having something like this where I can put all the data in, sit back and look at it has helped me make decisions that have benefited me in the long run. So I want to share it with you in the hope that it would benefit you, especially if you're new to mining. But I would love to hear from you in the comment section. How do you track all of these things? What system are you using to track your investments in both hardware and in electric? How are you understanding where you are and hitting that number of your total investment and knowing when you're in profit? I just really recommend you guys know what that number is of your overall investment and your total worth. It's been super helpful for me. So I hope this is helpful for you. That's what I got for you today. I'll leave a link to this sheet in the description, and you can copy it into your Google Sheets and do whatever you want with it. All the formulas are in there. And yeah, that's it, guys. As always, please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.